Good evening, good afternoon, namaste, adab, and sat shri akal. Welcome to the Shruti Dutt show. My apologies for this little delay we've had. The last 10 minutes has been a major technical glitch. And as most of you know, I'm in Rishikesh and there were some network issues here. So I had to shift my position 3 times before I got to a place where I could talk to you. I can't still hear everyone clearly. So please, tech team, just see what the problem is there. I can't hear anything. I couldn't hear the 10 News music. So, as most of you know, my show is about having inspiring conversations. It is my effort to speak to people who have struggled through their failures and their obstacles in life and come out very victorious, and are also doing a lot of contribution and creative work in this field, in whatever field of their choice. And today I have with me a really interesting and wonderful personality, Madhu Lakhlan. She has 13 years of corporate experience, and she gave it all up when she realized that people needed her. She needed to reach out to people, and she decided to give up her corporate career and become an inner transformation coach, as she calls herself. And she has helped many people, thousands of people, with her seminars, with her workshops, to find the real purpose in life and to live a really valuable and good life. So before I move on to the show, today's show is going to be, of course, about heartbreaks and how to break free from breakups. So, but before we go to all that, I would like to ask Madhu, welcome her with a big applause from my side, and I'm sure all of you are clapping for her. And thank you, viewers, for joining in. So, I want to ask Madhu to, tell us why she left the corporate world and whatever she's doing, why she is doing it, and what is she getting out of it, and how is she, doing it. So I'm very curious about it all. So Madhu, over to you. Let's hear what your mission in life is and how you're helping everyone.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you for inviting me here, first of all, because you are, by inviting me here, you're helping me somewhere fulfill my mission again, because this is what I have decided to get on to, impacting lives, transforming lives, guiding people somewhere, because, uh, we all do whatever we do in life, but if we touch even one single life out there, I think that's something which makes our life even more purposeful, even more meaningful. So as you said, yeah,
Yes.
was working with corporates, worked for about 13 long years, uh, got a lot of degrees, got a lot of qualifications for myself, was doing decent, doing good for myself in my corporate career, worked with a lot of big fours, big organizations. But then one thing which always kept on, hitting me from inside was I never saw people happy. In fact, I was myself not happy with what I was doing. And be it professional life, be it personal life, we always keep on struggling. We keep on running in that race. I don't know for what, I don't know why. We always are running in that race, in that cat race, in that dog race, whichever race we call it.
Hmm.
And I never saw people happy over there. And I personally was lacking that happiness, that mental peace in my life. And I wanted to achieve that. And there was somebody who came into my life, my mentor stepped into my life who helped me achieve that. And I was like, if I can do this for people out there, there'll be so many more people who can achieve happiness in their life. And that actually made me take this decision of quitting that corporate life and getting into this, wherein I help people today transform their lives, help them achieve their goals, help them achieve that happiness, that peace, that whatever they're looking out for in their life. And thank you for inviting me here, because this is bringing me one step closer to that mission of mine.
That's so wonderful, Madhu. I'm so glad that you're doing this for all of us. And I'm sure today's discussion should benefit a lot of people there, because today's discussion is a very sensitive topic. सारा दिल दा मामला है दिल टूट जाते हैं वो कहते हैं ना
Of course.
शीशा शीशा हो या दिल हो आखिर टूट जाता है. तो ये बात मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आई है ज़्यादा आज तक लाइफ में कि लोग एक दूसरे का दिल तोड़ते ही क्यों हैं. Why do they break each other's heart? And then, because we start very well, like you said, we all want to be happy, we all want to have peace, and romance and mohabbat and pyar is such a wonderful emotion to experience peace and joy and happiness. But why does it last for such a short while? And when I was preparing for this day, this event today that we were both having this conversation, I had invited a lot of people to send me their problems. And I was shocked to see what people are going through, itne heartbreaks, itni problems. और अच्छा ऐसा होता क्यों है? We are not going to get into that because वो तो पूरा दिन लग जाएगा discuss करने में. We will, try
Shruti
to
ji,
focus.
whatever you just said, कि
Yeah.
why people break each other's heart. I think nobody breaks each other's heart. I think we break our own heart. We break our own
हाँ.
heart. So let's focus on that
Okay.
as to when we
हाँ.
break it, how do we mend
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. So we will keep our talk focused on कि जिसका दिल टूट चुका है उसको क्या करना चाहिए, और वो दिल उसने तोड़ा है या किसी और ने तोड़ा है, उसने खुद तोड़ा है, इस बात को हमें समझना पड़ेगा, like Madhu rightly said. क्योंकि if you don't give a इजाजत to anybody to break your heart, nobody can break your heart, right? But क्या करें,
True.
you know emotions and things, we've all been through it somewhere or the other in our life. Sometimes we cannot control our heart, it just goes
And that's what
haywire, है ना?
makes us human, na? And that's what
Yes,
makes us human.
yes.
If we don't have those
Yeah,
emotions,
yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
not
And
human.
I, हाँ, actually, और एक बात तो अच्छी आती है इसमें से, like we, our mentor has taught us to look at the good side of everything. तो हार्ट ब्रेक्स ना होते तो इतनी शायरी ना होती, इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरीज ना होती, इतने गाने ना होते. Because I also did a research on heartbreak songs, and oh my God, what songs I came across. I'm not sharing any of that right now because as it is, we've lost time. And so we should now continue with our show and give value to our viewers who are joining in with us, so that with Madhu's expertise they can take back certain tips for themselves or for their friends who may be suffering through this heartbreak and who may be going through this phase where they're feeling totally lost, where they're feeling कि अब तो सब खत्म हो गया है, अब तो कुछ होगा नहीं मेरी जिंदगी में, अब मैं क्या करूंगा या मैं क्या करूंगी. So while I was sifting through the emails and the letters I received, I broke them down, and I've selected 4 case studies, and I called up these people and I spoke to them in great detail. Also myself, I tried to figure out things for them, but of course your advice is the expert advice. So I will just share with you. So the first case was surprisingly very, very sensitive case of a boy who has had a heartbreak. Generally तो मुझे लगता था सिर्फ लड़कियों के दिल टूटते हैं, कि लड़कियां बड़ी इमोशनल होती हैं और बहुत रोने धोने बैठ जाती हैं, because maybe because I've had more connection with girls and women. But this boy told me his story, and he was so emotional and he was so upset because he said that uh, I was deeply in love with the girl, and his father was no more, and he was in an emotional state when he met her, and she was really kind to him, and she really took care of him, and she pampered him, and obviously the guy was all like, okay, this is the one whom I want to live with. Like, she's so nice and she's such a gentle soul, and she loves me so much, she does so much for me. तो उसने सोचा कि I must commit to her, and which is such a rare thing these days. Other girls are always complaining about commitment ही नहीं है लड़कों में, but this boy was very committed, so he decided to go and meet her dad. तो वो गए उनके फादर को मिले और उन्होंने उनका हाथ मांगा. Very bold of him, I must say, at a young age of 26, I think he is. And so he went and asked him that, this is what was on his mind. And he's a very intelligent chap, mind you. He's a topper in his chartered accountancy and things like that. And he's doing very well professionally. But the man looked him up and down, and the dad, and he checked on his credential, and he said, this guy doesn't even have a single property on his name. So I'm not going to let my daughter marry him. And so he counseled his daughter against the decision, and he said कि तुम इसको छोड़ दो, ये तुम्हारे लायक नहीं है. And after a few days, the girl writes to him and she says that, I cannot go back on, I cannot like hurt my father. He's very important to me. And he is not happy with the idea of us settling down. And so he was very unhappy. He said, she was a gold digger, and I never thought she would be a gold digger because she was such a nice girl, and I did so much for her, and I did
Hmm.
this for her, and I would have given my life for her. अगर मांगती तो मैं पता नहीं 7 मंजिल से छलांग लगा देता, सब कुछ वो बॉलीवुड स्टाइल कर देता, जो भी हम लोग कहते हैं ना अल्टीमेट ऑफ लव है जो हमारा राज करता है मूवीज में, वो सब करने को तैयार था. बट फिर भी उसने लड़की ने मना कर दिया. अब उसकी सिचुएशन ये है कि ना तो उसे कोई लड़की अच्छी लगती है, ही जस्ट हेट्स गर्ल्स, कि लड़कियां तो होती बेवफा हैं, लड़कियां तो होती बेकार हैं, तो मैं तो आज के बाद लड़की से किसी से बात ही नहीं करूंगा. तो अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हिज मदर वांट्स हिम टू सेटल डाउन and get married, his only son, and he doesn't even want to talk to a girl. So he's in this kind of a situation, and he cannot forget her and he cannot forgive her. एंड उससे उसका माइंड थोड़ा काम से भी डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा है आजकल, और उसको समझ में नहीं आ रही है कि हाउ हिज लाइफ इज गोइंग टू बी. सो ही वाज सीकिंग योर एक्सपर्ट एडवाइस ऑन व्हाट ही शुड बी डूइंग एट द मोमेंट टू चेंज द थिंग्स अराउंड फॉर हिम एंड help him live in a better way. So over to you, Madhu.
वैसे
आप क्या बोलोगे इनको?
So, Shruti ji, out of the entire scenario that you have just explained me over here, my attention firstly went to one thing which you told, that he's a chartered accountant, and you could figure out that he's not making enough of money. So, guys, your degrees don't make you successful, and that's what I've realized over a period of time. And while I give my coaching sessions to people, this is what I repeatedly tell, that your degrees, your qualifications don't define how much of success and how much of money you make in life.
Yeah.
And this is what my eyes immediately, what my mind immediately went on that. So coming back to the topic, what does he do? Now you're asking me to do something which I generally don't do. I don't give advices to people, and you are caught me over here to give advices to people over here. So
Okay, so let's pretend that I am Rohan. Let's call him Rohan for privacy's sake. His name is something
hmm,
else. So रोहन मैं
yeah.
हूँ, और मैं आपसे ये कह रही हूँ कि अब मुझे बताओ
Hmm.
कि मैं क्या करूँ, कि मैं क्यों किसी लड़की से बात करूँ जब लड़कियां सारी बेवफा होती हैं. Why should I ever talk to a woman again?
Okay. So of course, I can't take a coaching session here, so let me give you the piece of advice which you are looking out for. So, see, the basic issue that I see over here is, I think we've always heard of this, right? Whatever you see for, whatever you look
Yeah.
for, you find that. And I think Rohan has been exactly doing that when he's saying that the girl has been a gold digger or what. Now, if I look at this entire scenario, I would say that the girl is really somebody who respects elders, the one who values her parents. And for her, the words of her parents are the ultimate words. And she's someone who would respect the parents of the guy, and whichever family she goes in, I think she would really do a lot for the parents over there. And any guy would love to have that girl in her family, in his family, sorry. So I would look at that girl
Yeah.
from this perspective. But Rohan looks at that girl from a perspective of a gold digger. So it's what you look for, you find that. And this is
Yeah.
something which does not apply just in this relationship, this current scenario, but in everything that we see in life. If you look
Yeah,
for a
actually,
hair in a
Madhu,
suit,
I
you
understand what
will
you're
find it.
saying perfectly, because I remember in my own life also, I was more
Hmm.
open with my dad than my mom, and there was a time when I was given a proposal and I went and discussed it with my father. And it's very natural for the fathers to
Hmm.
look for security for their children, and like especially the
Of
girls.
course.
Girls are their paris, their fairies, and they really want to protect them. तो वो बोलते हैं ये सारी बातें. And he I was young, and he told me that it's not the right time, and I should not even be thinking about all that. And he told me very clearly that boys take advantage, and you will find yourself in a mess, so just keep away and do your studies, and later when the time comes you can settle down. तो मुझे तो उन्होंने बड़े timely protect कर लिया. I was able to have a discussion with him, so I never went forward with the friendship also. So I never experienced the heartbreak which girls often do. And तो मेरा तो काफ़ी प्रोटेक्टिव लाइफस्टाइल रहा बिकॉज ऑफ माय फादर्स इंटरवेंशन अगेन एंड माय रिस्पेक्ट फॉर हिम. सो यस, समटाइम्स इट डज हैपन, आई एग्री विद यू. बट अब रोहन का क्या करें, उसको क्या बताएं, क्या करना चाहिए? मैं तो रोहन हूँ अभी,
I
थोड़ा
think
सा
Rohan
बता
should
दो.
see Rohan ke liye, see, the only thing I can tell you is Rohan, start looking at the things from a different perspective. In fact, Rohan, if you're listening to us right now, if you're on this show right now, I
Yes.
can just tell you to do this exercise with me right now. Shruti, even if you can do this exercise, experiment with us right
Sure.
now. Close your eyes,
Sure.
and
Okay,
he can
closed.
do us with us wherever he is. Think of an
Yes.
elephant. Can you
Yeah.
see an elephant? Yeah.
Yes, I
What
can.
what
I
color is the
can.
elephant?
He's black, the
Yeah, what
same
color is
normal
the
elephant
elephant?
color, gray, grayish black.
Okay. Change the color of the elephant. Change the color of the
Okay.
elephant. See a green elephant. Can you see?
Green. Yeah, I can
Make it
see.
yellow instantly. Can you see a yellow elephant?
Yes, I can.
Can you see a yellow elephant? Change
I
it
can. I can.
back again. Come to a gray elephant. Back into
Okay,
gray
done.
elephant.
हो गया.
Yeah. So open your eyes now.
हाँ,
Open your eyes
yeah,
now.
yeah,
So the whole thing that
done.
I want to show you over here is it's your mind which shows you things. Whatever you show your thing, whatever picture you want to show your mind will believe that.
Wow.
You believed that
Yes.
she's a gold digger,
हाँ.
and your mind made you uh, see that picture. If you show yourself that she was actually a genuine girl and you can trust girls going ahead, your mind will believe that and it'll ask you to respect every girl going forward and trust every girl going forward. So it's a picture which you show your mind. So change the picture which you're showing to your mind about the girls, and you'll see that every girl you meet is going to be a different girl again, and you will find the girl which you are looking out for. So just change the picture, change the meaning that you have given to girls. Your mind will look for what you are actually looking out for. Your mind will show you what you're looking out for. So just go for that,
Okay.
Rohan, if you're here.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure he's listening. And so, yes, what Madhu is trying to say that you have created a limiting belief in your mind that all girls are like this, and you have to get over it. So, change the visual, and to understand her perspective and appreciate her respect for her parents, as Madhu said. And I'm sure you'll be on a better path, and you'll be sorted, and you'll find the love of your life very soon. And all the best, Rohan, for that. Now, another very interesting incident which happens very often, actually दो तीन थे ऐसे cases, तो मैंने एक select किया है. It is of an 18-year-old young girl. She is a college student, and
Oh,
ये कोविड के टाइम बहुत हो रहा है. कोविड के टाइम लोगों के डाइवोर्स भी हो रहे हैं, झगड़े भी हो रहे हैं, हार्ट तो दिल तो ऐसे टूट रहे हैं जैसे पता नहीं क्या हो. एंड वी ऑल नो दैट. एंड पर प्यार भी बड़ा हो रहा है, नए नए इश्क हो रहे हैं, ऑनलाइन अफेयर्स हो रहे हैं, एंड फिर दिल टूट जाते हैं. सो ऑल sorts of things are happening these days. So I think this is very relevant for
yeah.
today's time. So she said that, during the last lockdown, I was very feeling lonely, and I made friends with he was his like her classmate only, and a very nice, handsome boy. And she was always very in awe of him. And she took the courage to call him and, decide to be friends with him. And to her surprise, he was very, very warm, very friendly. He came across all way out, and it was like, oh, we were actually made for each other, and we didn't realize. And they were in absolute ecstasy for a few months together, and talking every day, sharing everything. And she said it was like so beautiful, the relationship. And so, and then when her birthday came, he sent her a huge, bouquet of red roses with the "I love you" message. So she was totally floored. And then, obviously, being a girl with all her emotions, and like we were discussing a lot of Bollywood ideas in our heads. So she decided to discuss her future with him, and she started talking about the future together. And that kind of somewhere scared the boy off. He was scared of commitment. He was a young boy, just 18 years old. So he said, I think you should be meeting other people and things like that to her one day. And he said, I hope you understand. And the girl is an intelligent girl, so, and very sensitive. So she said, fine, I understand. And she let him go. वो उसने कर दिया, उसको छोड़ दिया. She didn't really pester him. But the point is that she stopped talking to him. She says, I'm not talking to him, but I can't stop talking about him. अब मैं क्या करूं? And the second thing in her case again is the same thing, that I don't feel like talking, making new friends or talking to any boy, because I don't trust any boy now. Because मुझे मतलब इतना ज़्यादा feel हुआ था, और अब we were perfect together, and he just took a call and he's not even responding. He stopped responding to me, and he just went out of my life like a whiff. तो ये क्यों, मतलब अब मैं क्या करूं? आई एम वेरी, आई मेरे से पढ़ाई भी नहीं होती. I can't study, I can't do anything, and I can't even make friends. So I'm in a total dilemma. So what would we say to her, Madhu? Kuch batao.
You know, this this sounds to me like that cute puppy love that we hear about or see in Bollywood movies or fairy tale stories at the age of 18 when you get into it. But then
Yeah.
I don't know if at the age of 18 I even knew what love is about. So it's and right now if
भाई अब
she's listening to us over here.
तुम्हारे और हमारे जमाने में बहुत फर्क आ गया, मधु.
Absolutely,
आजकल
absolutely.
आजकल तो
It's the
आजकल तो
generations gap which I
आज
feel.
आजकल तो 6 साल के बच्चे को पता है कि किसको गर्लफ्रेंड बनाना है. I have grandchildren and I can
I totally
vouch for
agree.
that. Any, anyway, coming back to, let's call her
Yeah. So
Sakshi.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Sakshi. Okay. So if Sakshi, if you're listening to us right now, I would say it was just the first heartbreak. I think you should have a couple of more before you actually
Oh.
decide that he was the one for you. Go have five, six more before you decide that he's the one for you, because they will make you more experienced, make you decide the final one. Because at the age of 18, you can't decide that he's the one for you. Come on, you can't actually take that call that he's the one for you. You yet to see life. You yet to see so many things. But on a that was on a lighter note. But on a serious note, I understand the pain that you are going through, irrespective of the age. When you feel for someone, I know it's hurtful when you see somebody walking out, and when you feel for someone. The only thing that I would tell you is that have you seen a kid who just learns how to start walking? Who's just starting walking? He gets up and just tries to walk and he falls. What does he do then? What does he do, Shruti?
Get up again.
गिर जाता है ना बच्चा. He gets up again.
Um,
We all know that he gets up again. But what does he
again and
not
again
do?
and
Tell me
again.
that. He gets up again and
Um,
again. But what does he not do? Let's discuss about that.
I think he's a little more careful and takes support and walks carefully next time. Yeah,
Okay.
they're quite
Okay.
alert. Yes.
And yeah,
And
and
you
what
tell
else
me.
does he not do?
Uh, you tell me. For a little child, what does he
Okay.
not do
So
for falling down?
yeah, yeah, what does he not do? When he falls down, what does he not do?
He doesn't cry for too long. He knows that he has to get up again.
Okay. He doesn't cry for too long. Yeah, a good
No,
one.
no,
He
no.
doesn't cry for
Yeah.
too long.
No, 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 no.
I think what he does not blame anybody for that. He doesn't blame the floor. He doesn't blame his
Yeah.
own legs. He doesn't blame his
Right.
parents for not teaching him right. He
Right.
doesn't quit. He does nothing of all this. All he does is he takes ownership. He gets up. He tries it
Mm.
again with the
पर
learnings
वो-
of this past.
पर
So
मधु
this is
उसको तो
what
पता ही नहीं
Shruti
है
at
ना
18
that.
is what you're supposed to do.
But बच्चे को तो ये पता ही नहीं ना that he can shift blame and he can do all these things even for falling down. ये तो बड़े होके अकल आती है ना इन
ऑफ
सारी बातों
कोर्स
की.
बच्चों को पता है. ऑफ कोर्स बच्चों को पता है. आप घर के बाहर जाते हो, बच्चा आपकी तरफ ऐसी शक्ल बनाता है, हाउ डेयर यू गो एंड यू लीव मी होम. सब पता होता है बच्चों को. They know.
No,
But
I
they
mean,
don't
I'm
do
just
that.
saying
They
what
just
I'm trying to
no,
say
they get
is,
up.
what I'm
Hmm.
trying to say is that 18, your emotions are very, very sensitive, and that is a time when
Yes, but then
you're looking for
agree.
love and you get that love, and then suddenly the love vanishes. So it can, sometimes be a very serious situation. यार लोग तो suicide कर लेते हैं, कूद जाते हैं पानी में. It is not only Bollywood, एक दूसरे के lovers को मार देते हैं. ऐसे कितने cases हैं, like they can't take it if a guy goes away or a girl goes away.
See,
So things
see,
can get very
irrespective of
serious also. Yeah.
irrespective of what age you are, I think one thing what we all should understand that is failing is a part of life. We never,
Yes.
we cannot always get what we want. If we do not get what we want, we continuously try for it. We give a next attempt, we give a third attempt, we give a fourth attempt. And if our attempts are really serious, we will get it one day. But giving
Okay.
up on it, giving up on our life, giving up on ourselves is anyways not going
Yeah.
to get us there. Anyway, is not
Yeah.
going to get us. And if we constantly walk with those bags of failures, those bags of criticisms, those bags of fear, those bags of doubts, bags of pain, we're only going to get
Mhm.
depressed, we are going to get frustrated, we are going to give up on life, and
Mhm.
we'll not have any reason to live life then. So all I would
True.
say is,
True.
Sakshi, own up. Take that responsibility that you are going to make your life irrespective of what. Take that ownership on yourself. Get up, take
Okay.
these as learnings, and make sure that you have 5 more heartbreaks before you settle for a guy and go for it.
भाई वो तो बड़ा आपका टफ लग रहा है मुझे. Why break your heart 5 times more? I would rather say that, be a little more cautious. Sakshi, help I would say that, I mean, control your heart and focus on yourself, darling. You'd have so much to do in life. Look at your studies, look at your profession, enjoy, create some other hobby in life, learn music, learn dance, learn other things so that
No,
you are not that free. Yeah.
on a serious note, when I say have more heartbreaks, I literally mean it because every heartbreak is going to be a chance for you to grow more, learn more, and
Mhm.
actually, refine your filtering criteria more to find that real person for you.
Okay.
I'm
So
on a serious
yes.
note.
So okay, the expert says go ahead and have heartbreaks. It doesn't matter. You learn out
Of
of every
course,
heartbreak,
doesn't.
you will mature and you will
It
understand
makes you
life
more
in a
strong.
much better. You will emerge a
You
very
you
strong
reach a
person.
reach a point.
But
Yes, you reach a point when failures
uh,
don't impact you anymore.
yeah, true. Right. Yeah, but as I have a soft motherly heart. I don't wish you a single more heartbreak, darling. I hope you, I hope you find the guy who really, really takes care of you and gets committed to you. But before doing that, just get committed to your own self, your happiness, your joy, and don't put it in the hand of anyone
It's
else.
like
So,
it's
yeah,
it's like similar to what we are going through currently. The vaccine that we are getting for COVID. What is it? Vaccine creates what? Antibodies, right? And what
right.
are antibodies? It's the same bacteria creating in your body so that when the real disease comes, your body is able to create and fight against it. So you going through heartbreak is what? It's a similar thing. Your body is creating those antibodies to fight against it.
Okay, I get you. Madhu, I think आपका और मेरा भी थोड़ा
Yeah.
generation gap show कर रहा है. And I'm sure my viewers are also enjoying this and understanding कि क्या हो रहा है. But I'm sure Sakshi's got some answers from both of us. And
Yeah.
I'm sure she will take charge of her life and live a very joyful life. And no long faces, darling. This is what life is all about. Just move on.
Yeah.
So, another case can I come to? नाउ ये
Sure.
तो दोनों केसेस थे जो अनमैरिड बच्चों के थे. अब शादी भी हो जाती है, प्यार भी हो जाता है, शादी भी हो जाती है, आप सब कुछ कर लेते हो, बच्चे भी पैदा कर लेते हो, उसके बाद भी हार्ट
I just lost you, Shruti.
हाँ. You
I
lost
lost
me.
you. Can you come again?
या ओके.
Yeah.
सो ऐसे प्यार भी हो जाता है, शादियां भी हो जाती हैं, शादी के बाद बच्चे भी हो जाते हैं और उसके बाद हार्ट ब्रेक्स हो जाते हैं. ऐसे भी केसेस बहुत हैं, 3-4 केसेस ऐसे भी आए थे, तो आई हैव सिलेक्टेड वन ऑफ देम टू डिस्कस विद यू. सो दिस इज अ केस अबाउट a lady who was very much in love with this handsome young guy introduced to her by her parents, and she married him. And she kind of her parents were settled abroad somewhere, and she's decided to stay in India. An Indian girl, but her parents were abroad. I think New Zealand में थे. So she stayed back and she married him, and together they worked very hard and they built up a very good interior design business, and they made a lot of money together, and they had three beautiful children, three lovely girls. And सारा कुछ होने के बाद there was a lovely secretary coming into the office to help out because the business was increasing, and the man lost his mind. It's a very common scenario, and
So this
whatever
is
reasons,
this is really
whatever
a common
reasons,
thing, you know. So
yeah, yes.
like
So,
in
but
last week I had one of last week I had a client coming up with me, and he's like, I've been married for 18 years now, and I've just figured out that my wife is with someone else now. What do I do? Like, and six
okay,
months back I had one client coming up. They were like 2 years into marriage, love marriage, and
yeah,
she's like, my husband is with somebody else. What do I do? So this is something which is very common and which keeps coming up every now and then. You know,
yes,
I don't even want to listen to the remaining part of the question because I know what the problem is. Because this is just the every next door problem. Now, this is not because people fall out of love. It is not because people
hmm,
fall out of love. It is simply because people stop nurturing their tree of love. You know, you start seeing that now this person is mine. Now they are with me. हाँ हम लोग घर में ही हैं. We have kids together. We have our house together. And now the focus on the other person is gone. You don't nurture. But relationships are something which require continuous nurture. They're just like us, you know. We wake up every morning. What do? We brush our teeth. We have our teeth, but why do we brush our teeth every morning? They require regular maintenance. You stop brushing your teeth
true,
for a week, you'll see them falling off. You'll see them getting
true,
spoiled. So why not your relationship? They require that regular maintenance. They require that regular care. Just like you do audit of your accounts every 6 months,
yes,
every 3 months, or at least once a year, sit and do audit of your relationship. See where you're lacking. See where you can grow. See what is to be done. See what is already being missed out. And
hmm,
then these situations, I don't think will ever pop up. But this is what we don't do. And it's, of
hmm,
course, after 17 years, 18 years, 20 years, or 10 years, or even 2 years, you see that
right,
relationship falling apart.
right.
And one
So,
more thing, I think what happens is, yeah, go ahead, Shruti.
no, no, आप बोलो पहले. One more thing, what
Yeah, so
happens
one more
is,
thing, what I see is, I think, especially this is what I see with women. After dealing with so many people out there, with women, what I see is men are still busy with their career, with their passion. Women, especially after having their kids, they give up on their careers. Nowadays, this is not happening much though, but still their family becomes much of their priority. Their kids, that man becomes their priority, and that becomes the center of their world.
true,
That becomes their world. They forget themselves, they forget their passion, they forget their aim in life, they forget their goal in life, they forget their purpose in life, and they
true,
forget who they are. And when
right,
they see that they're not getting the same attention, the same care, they're not pampered anymore, eventually that frustration develops, and then that burst out happens, and they fall apart.
right.
Was this the same case with whatever you were going to say?
नहीं वो तो आपने जो बातें बताई हैं that is of course very important to prevent a heartbreak from happening. We should review our relationships. We should put more rituals into our love, and do certain things together, create some hobbies together so
Hmm.
that the togetherness doesn't die. That of course is a different scenario. That is for prevention. But अब वो सब तो हो नहीं पाया ना. अब वो तो heartbreak तो हो
Hmm.
चुका है. He's already with the woman. And she uski ye problem hai that she cannot although she's a very gentle and nice soul, she cannot break away from him. Like the show is about breaking free, so she said I cannot break up and break free because I have three daughters involved, and I cannot break up and break free because I have loved this man. So मेरा mind हमेशा negative बहुत सोचता है, even for that girl and even for this idiot husband of mine. So my mind is always talking to me about both these people, and because of that, I'm not being able to function the way I should, and do a lot of binge eating, and I'm putting on weight because of that. And she realizes all all this because she's an intelligent, educated lady, but she's unable to bring herself out of it, and so she's kind of, and this happens to a lot of ladies, she's not the only case. I'm taking up a case, Aruna, so that a lot of other viewers who might have friends who are in that situation with your guidance might be able to help them. सो अब उसका ये है कि डिवोर्स भी नहीं ले सकती, ब्रेक अवे भी नहीं कर सकती, इमोशनली भी अटैच्ड है, और कुछ हो भी नहीं रहा उसकी लाइफ में, एंड शी इज हेल्पलेस एंड शी इज बिंजिंग, एंड शी इफ शी speaks up, it creates chaos and fight starts. If she's quiet, things are nice and move on smoothly, but she's hurt more and more deeply because she cannot express herself, so she's going into a depression. So it's a very crazy kind of situation, isme how to get out of it, like can you guide her on that?
What is the name? Did you mention what's her name?
Aruna, we are taking, I'm not taking her real name,
Arun.
I'm calling her Aruna, yeah, but I've had great
Okay.
discussions with her, so
Okay.
you
So
can
for
ask me anything.
no, so I don't have any questions for Aruna over here. See, all that I can tell you for her is that, basis whatever I understand, all she's trying to do is she's just trying to seek love. She's trying to seek attention from everybody else, majorly from her husband. And
Yes.
since he's already involved with somebody else, of course he's not going to give her that because he's getting the same thing from somebody else. So
Yes.
instead of continuously looking it for the same thing from somebody else, which she's not getting it, she should look at getting it from her own self. She has to start baking her own cake because she's a woman. I think I'll put it in this way: start baking your own cake. You know,
Okay.
your cake is something which is very delicious. Bake your own cake. Put all your ingredients into it. And it should be so yummy that anybody gets attracted to that cake. And your husband should be that cherry on top of the cake. In
Okay.
fact, any man, be it married or unmarried, that man in your life or that woman in your life in a relationship should be the cherry on that cake. If that cherry is there, good. If that cherry is not there, still your cake is delicious and your cake is yummy to taste and to look at it both. So start baking your own cake right now, irrespective of whether you're married, you have kids, you don't have your kids. There's no time to start baking your cake. Do that, Aruna. And I'm sure when you bake your own cake, when you feel comfortable, when you feel good with your own self, when you're happy, when you have everything with your own self, even your husband
Yes.
is going to come and get attracted to that piece of cake over there, and you'll see the difference that comes in. But if you start looking for that other cake out there in shop, it's not going to
Yeah.
work out. It's definitely not going to work out.
Yeah. So, Aruna, just to go ahead with what Madhu is saying, what she means by baking your own cake is that, you create a life for yourself, you create a scenario for yourself which is totally fulfilling and satisfying, be there another person in it or not. So, make your own cake means that you're not sharing or not looking for any kind of sharing or help from your husband to make your life a fulfilled and happy life. Your life is entirely in your hands. So don't stop depending on him to give you happiness if he's not doing it for you. Make a life that is really happy. Enjoy your every moment of life. Life is precious. Life is a treasure. And your three daughters are looking up to you. So you are going to set an example for them. So be a very strong woman. And very sure when you do that, the icing on your cake is going to come. The man in your life is going to put the cherry on top, and things will definitely be the way you want it to be, because now you'll be a more sorted person. So start working on your cake, start working on yourself, figure out what is your purpose in life, what you want to do. If you can't do it on your own, like Madhu suggested, you can always come for guidance to Madhu or to any transformation coach. Even I'm a transformation coach, I can help you out. So you must seek guidance and seek help in case you're not being able to do it, because this can't be done over a TV show, but it can be definitely achieved if you take support for a month or two from a coach. So we'll hope this has given you some idea, and you will emerge absolutely beautiful and new Aruna within the next 90 days of your life. Before, as soon as we are free of all this COVID and all, we'll have Aruna in a new avatar. right? Yes, Madhu.
Of course,
Yeah.
of
So
course. You do that,
yes.
and I'm sure you will see your husband coming back to you.
So all the best and lots of love from both of us to you. So these are there was another, yes, very interesting case. Now this case was not directly the person. He called up and he said he's very worried about a friend of his. And so it's
Okay.
interesting that we have such friends in this world and who are really, supportive and committed to their friendship, and they want to do everything possible to make lives better for their friends. ये तो बड़ा अच्छा एक मुझे लगी बात that ये जो दोस्ती है ये निभानी भी आनी चाहिए. And this man was worried because his friend had had a very serious heartbreak, again a married man, like she's a married lady. Now this man said,
Okay.
like you were sharing, that a lot of men have also come to you, that this lady, he had met a very charming, beautiful Australian girl in Delhi, and he followed
Hmm.
her to Australia, and she had lovely, very attractive girl, and she had some issues back end. Maybe her father was not well or something, so he went all out to help her out, and he stayed on, and they got married, and he tried to give her as best a life as he could. He, worked very hard, made a lot of money, kept her like a queen, and they had children, and everything was just wow, you know. So the country was beautiful, the wife was beautiful, the children were gorgeous, and life was just zoom too good, you know. But after 20 years of marriage, one day he realizes that his wife is, moving around with a very close friend of his, in fact, the family doctor, and he was very hurt. And when he tried to bring up the topic, of course, there had to be denials, and there were all sorts of things, and fights cropped up. And ultimately, I don't know the details because he was talking about his friends. So ultimately, it ended in a divorce. And he was disgusted. He gave up everything, the properties, the money, whatever, for because the children were there. सब कुछ दे दुके, and he came back to his country, came back to India. Now in India, he's in a situation where he's uh, happy to be back home because he's been through a lot of nonsense. But he's very unproductive. He doesn't want to work because he feels that what's the point of making money, like मैंने बहुत कर लिया, सब दे के आ गया हूँ, अब मैं क्या करूँ काम करके? There's no point. So he doesn't work. He just chills. He goes, he has some hobbies, like he likes to play bridge, and he kind of spends his time in the evening with friends sometimes. He's not very reclusive, he has friends, but now he's feeling lonely. He wants a companion, but he doesn't ever seem to find the right person. So his friend is very concerned because he says that this guy doesn't understand that he needs to become more productive. He's pretending to be happy, he says, but he's actually not happy. तो ऐसी भी सिचुएशन आती है जब दिल टूटते हैं तो लोग बताते नहीं है. दे वांट टू पुट इट अंडर देयर carpet, and they want to, show that, oh, I'm very much in control, and they go around posing as the most sorted people on earth. और अंदर से खाई जा रही होती है उनको चीज़ें बहुत सारी. अंदर से रात भर सोते नहीं है, दिन में प्रिटेंड करते हैं कि they've had a great sleep. तो ऐसी situations बड़ी common है, I think. And they can really, eat up on the energy of people and make these citizens who can really contribute to the country, contribute to so many people who are suffering. There are orphans, there are elderly people. There are so many things that these people are capable of creating and doing and contributing in the world, but they're just wasting away their time in life, waiting for Godot, as I would say. I don't know what they are trying to do. So the friend is very concerned, and he wants to know if there's something he can do to help his friend out, to make him see some sense and move him on in life, because he's not that old. He's young. He's just about 54 or 53 years old, and there's a lot to
And
still achieve.
what you said he does?
He
What
doesn't
you
do
said he
anything.
does right now?
He just plays bridge, and he has his drinks, and
Okay.
he meets friends. He doesn't do anything. He's very highly educated. He's done a lot in life. and he can do a lot still, but he doesn't want to. वो कहते हैं ना कि मेरे को करना ही नहीं है अब कुछ ना, तो अच्छा प्यार भी नहीं करना कि मोहब्बत भी नहीं करनी, बस कोई आ जाए साथ रहने, प्यार भी नहीं करना, काम भी नहीं करना, बट ही वांट्स कंपेनियनशिप। तो ऐसे कैसे चलेगा?
See, what you said that, trying to be strong, trying to show that it doesn't impact, I think that's very common, especially with men, because right from childhood, men are taught to be strong. Men can't cry, men can't fall weak. So that's a
Yeah.
very natural way of showing that, it doesn't impact me at all. But of course, it impacts. In fact, I've seen that impacts men more than it impacts women. Women at least
Yeah.
put it across, women at least cry, women at least show it out. But men hide it all, and that impacts him even more than it does to women. So I'm sure he's
Yes.
facing it really hard. And the reason I asked you what he does is the place where men actually can recover. Now, as you said that he does nothing, that's a main problem
That's
where why he's still not able to
that's the
cope up
main
with it.
concern of his friend कि वो इतना इंटेलिजेंट, इतना क्रिएटिव आदमी
Why
है, पर
he's
ही
able to not cope up with it.
या वो बिल्कुल अनप्रोडक्टिव हो गया है, और बस एंड ही थिंक्स इट्स ओके. Funny thing is that he thinks it's okay to be like that. He
Because
doesn't want to even. Yeah.
for a man, the way man is designed, for the way a man is designed, the
Yeah.
basic need, the basic way a man feels good about himself is by providing to others, by giving to others. They feel good when somebody looks up to them, when they know that, they are needed, when they know that they are important, when they know that they are the providers of the family. That gives them that boost. And now over
Absolutely.
here, he is not doing any of such. He's not providing to anybody. He's not being looked upon. So that's bringing him really down with every passing day. And unless and until he picks up something, he does something to make those needs meet, he's going to remain in this state. So it's very important for him to actually pick up something. Maybe he can just go adopt a few kids and maybe work for them. And eventually, when he starts feeling good about himself, he'll
Yeah.
probably find a family for himself, get a family for himself. But there has to be a start, and that start has to be very conscious, very conscious. It's not going to happen by himself. If he's thinking that he can just keep pretending and over a period of time it's all going to happen by itself, it is not. It has to be a very conscious decision of doing it. And that one step will lead to the other one, and he'll, of course, get over it.
So what you're suggesting is that he must take
This works very
responsibility.
simple, Shruti.
Yeah.
Of course,
Okay.
it doesn't heal things like we people have to heal, people have to grieve, people have to do all of this. It's very easy to say that with time things get better, with times people heal. No, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen. Time doesn't do anything. It's what you do in
Yeah.
that period of time is which makes difference. Let me give you a small
Okay.
example over here. Kabhi, have you
Yeah.
ever fractured your leg? Kabhi पैर
Yes.
टूटा है आपका?
हाँ हाँ टूटा है.
Whenever your leg
Ankle.
breaks, if you leave your leg just like that and you wait that over a period of time, say 2 months, 3 months, whatever, my leg will be fine. What happens after 3 months when you start walking? Your leg will be crooked when you start walking because that
True.
space fills up in any shape and form. It won't be
Hmm.
set in the right pattern. But if in
Hmm.
that period of 3 months you go to a doctor, you get a plaster done, the filling
Hmm.
happens in a right direction, in a right way, and when you walk later, your leg is going to be in a proper shape and you're going to work properly. So it's the same
Yes.
period of time, same 2 months, same 3 months that you're giving. And the difference is massive. It's about what you do in
Yes.
that period of time. Now, if this guy is giving that period of time, it's about what he's doing that period of time. You have to very consciously heal yourself. You have to very consciously take steps of what you are doing. Time will not do any magic. I think this is a mistake which
Yeah.
people do when heartbreaks happen, when people fall out of relationship, that, oh, let me give some time and things will be fine. No, things won't be fine. What you're supposed to
Yes.
do, you need to know that. When clients come to me, there are few clients who come to me instantly when they're out of it, because they have that level of awareness that I need to do something about it. And there are few clients who come to me after a good long time of facing all the consequences out of it, because then they realize that, I'm still not out of it. So
Yes.
people have to start learning that it's not the time, it's about what you do. And whoever this gentleman is, and whose friend has reached out to you, please get him to work on this process. There's a process to do it. Thank you so
Okay.
much for this.
So yeah, so the process is to help him understand that, help him take some responsibilities basically, because if he tries to tell him that this is what you should do, he will not do it because he thinks he's fine, you know. So the mindset is not there.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to accept that he needs healing. That's the
See,
problem.
maybe somewhere down the heart, he knows, somewhere down the heart, he knows that he needs to do something about it. The only thing is that he's not accepting it,
Yeah.
which he needs to.
Yes.
We all
So
know
I
that we need
think.
to work on it.
Yeah, so he's very fortunate to have such a good friend, and dear friend, do help him to get
Yeah.
him involved in something productive and somewhere where he takes responsibility, even if it's a small thing. And I think he will jump out of it, and help him with his creativity, and everything should be fine. And all the best to both you friends. And you've made my day by at least coming across and. Showing us that there are such lovely friends in this world, and with Madhu's help, I think we will all create a better world, a world which is free of heartbreaks, and we have people who can break free from the wrong kind of emotions, and come out victorious, do something productive and contributive with their lives, and really move on in life. So, on that note, thank you so much, Madhu, for your coming on the show. And I'm sure people must have got some good tips from our chat. And definitely the cases that we have discussed will, you know, probably be writing back to me to get more advice from you. So I will connect them to you as and when. And thank you so much once again. I really enjoyed this interaction with
Thank
you.
you so much, Shruti. Thank you for inviting me here. It was lovely, lovely being here with you on this show. And I'm sure people will definitely take it. It's not just that four, five people whose cases we have discussed. I'm sure there were many more who were hearing us and had similar kind of situation out there,
Yes, yes,
who definitely
yes.
go back and work upon it. So I'm sure you're doing an amazing job out there, because you bring up a lot of new things every other show that you do. So you're doing a wonderful job, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much,
And I think
Madhu.
a lot
My
of
heart
people
is
like
to
you are needed out there.
Thank you so much, Madhu. My heart is all to be able to create some value with my time here while I'm alive and at it. क्योंकि कोविड का टाइम है, पता नहीं कब खत्म हो जाए तो जितने दिन भी है कुछ ऐसा
Yeah.
कर ले, and people like you are helping me create these shows. I'm very grateful to all of you also, and to my viewers who do give me very good feedback and do criticize me also at times. कभी if you notice इस बार मैंने very very नहीं बोला, मैं बहुत very very really really बोलती हूँ. तो one of my viewers who knows me, she said, you are from St. Stephen's, you are from Tharoor's background, you should be talking in heavy English, what are you doing? I said, I'm just going to be natural. I want my people to understand me more easily. So that's what I am. And I want my heart connection with my viewers. So I don't want to go into that at all. So that's it. So I'm happy doing this show. And thanks to 10 News, I'm being able to reach out to a lot of people with a lot of different stories. And today's show was different because it was not your story, it was your helping out people who have these really, we have taken it very lightly, but this heartbreak can become a very serious issue if it is not handled properly, as we all know. So, whether it is teenage, whether it is after marriage, pre marriage, we all need to look at it in a very serious way. And if we are having problems, reach out to your friends, dears, reach out to coaches, reach out to life coaches. You will get a way out, and don't sit there despairing that you don't know how to get out of things. So if you don't know, take help. We are there. Madhu is there. I'm there. Lots of life coaches are there. So just seek help. So on that note, let's just close the show. Thank you so much, and I will see you again
Thank
very
you.
soon. With I'm going to be hopefully bringing in a very mm, extremely successful lady next time. So keep a watch out, and we'll have lots of fun chatting with her. I'm not going to reveal the name right now. So see you all. Lots of love. Bye bye. Thank you, Madhu.
Thank you so much.